How's it going, everybody? Right now we're here with my brother, DJ Camilo. DJ Camilo, we've been working together, man, since the early 2000s.
Jeez.
My brother, we've definitely have come a long way.
Yup.
You know, to me, it's beautiful to know that, you know, we're so passionate about what we do.
Yup.
That, and on top of that, we have turned it into our life. We haven't, you know, we never stood back. We always went 100%, and now we're going 180%.
It's called 10 toes on the ground.
That's right. So to me, it's very important, you know, one, because we come from the same neighborhoods. I'm originally from Queens, just like you are.
Yes, sir.
And just, you know, everybody always told us we can't. And we never allowed those words to put us down or to make us doubt about it. And we continue pushing forward. And to know that you, my brother, you have done it. You know, we all have accomplished different goals, but
right.
the goals that you have accomplished, even for example, the reggaeton market. What to me personally, I know the influence, but a lot of people don't know this. The reggaeton market, when it actually blew up or started blowing up, it happened because a lot of the Latin urban DJs started supporting it, because you know
100%.
you were more, you know, you're Colombianito, right?
Right.
But you're always into the hip hop.
Day one.
And I remember that back in the days when you were rocking the hip hop sets, reggaeton was not even in the picture.
No.
What made you take a chance with the reggaeton market?
I think, coming up, reggae for me was reggae. Not reggaeton was very big. In the mid 90s, upper 90s, reggae was like a must at a hip hop set. So reggae for me was just a given when I got on. Later on, you know, that Latin pride in the late 90s with J-Lo, Big Pun, Fat Joe, Beatnuts, like that was a huge impact. And you know, when I started seeing that in the hip hop game, I was like, Latino, you know. Then reggaeton slowly, like in 2000, 2001, started coming in the playero stuff. And I'm like, what's this? I was so close to Brooklyn, Bushwick. So many Puerto Ricans there. So many parties, I used to hear these off the little cars coming out, but nobody would play it in the club. But I would hear them like, what is this? Playero. And little by little, okay, I got this song, I got that song. It wasn't on wax back then. I used to play wax. It was on CD, right? So I used to just pop in the CD in a club and say, let me test this record out. Bam. Quick, nothing, you know, crazy. All right. And then little by little, I think for me, at least, I took my big chance, my big risk when I was on High 97. You know, the fact that I played a reggaeton song in the middle of my set. Mind you, back then it was just hip hop. You would not hear nothing Spanish at all. And here comes Camilo playing that tra, 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 tra. You know what I'm saying? That opened a whole like avenue for me. Like, oh my God, Camilo's, you know, messing with this genre. From there, little by little, it just started coming. It just started coming. Like, there was no stopping it. It was, had to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
To me, what I remember seeing the transition, and I remember back in the days, you were either hip hop or you were Spanish.
Yep.
But there was not that one DJ that crossed that market over and made it okay,
right,
to listen to hip hop as a Colombian, as an Ecuadorian. So to me, when you brought that flavor in,
right,
I believe that people like you, like the DJ Enoughs,
right,
you know, the Alex Sensation, also into the hip hop.
I agree, because back then I used to get booked to do straight Latin parties, but they booked me to come do the 45-minute hip hop set. And then the other Latin guy was on, like Lobo or Rated R, like in Queens, like, you know, and then even with Alex would come do his thing, I come do the hip hop, and that's what I was booked for. But then as things started evolving, I was like, my shit too. Like, I have to play it, like, you know, and the reaction I would get, you know, at the end of the day, for me, the people win. You know what I'm saying? You give the people what they want. And once you started seeing that genre grow, hopped on it. A lot of times though, I got a lot of hate. I got to, even my boys like, yo, what's this? Just a fad, you know? This is like freestyle's gonna come and go. And I used to have debates in my car. Hilarious, you know. But you know, I felt it. I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know it was gonna take over like literally reggaeton. Fast forward in 2024 took over, right? Globally.
Yes,
You know.
I definitely have to agree with you. And you know what's crazy? I remember the early 2000s, the reggaeton market grew in the clubs, and it was never there was never a big stage for these artists. They always started in the club. Like this was the stepping grounds for them.
I remember, I don't want to cut you off, but I remember in 05 clearly when I first started really playing reggaeton in the radio. My program director called me out of nowhere. He said, "Yo, so what do you think about having your own reggaeton show?" What? Hot 97? A reggaeton show? And I'm like, I mean, if he's thinking like that, that just like my eyes popped. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. And you know, they on Hot 97 every Sunday was just reggae.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I said, this makes total sense. You got reggae all day on Sunday nights. They gave me my reggaeton show, but they gave me my reggaeton show at 1 a.m. on Sunday. So boom, I got rock for it for a whole year. The show became so big, my PD called me and said, "Yo, we need to push this to 9 p.m. Whole nother ball game, bro. You know, Sundays 9 o'clock in the summertime. The city's alive. People on the beaches, picnics. You know,
100%.
And that show for me, like, you know, the artists started just showing me nothing but love. You know, I was able to bring Tego Calderon, Don Omar, even Romeo Santos came to my show. Like, it was amazing. And at that same time, Pitbull was coming up. You know, it's an amazing time, and I'm so happy I was a part of it. And I got to break these artists, man. Like, you know, it's a long time ago, and a lot of people forget. I was a big part of that, man.
You know, to me, when you mentioned the word evolve, right? Nowadays, when you go see these concerts that a lot of these reggaetoneros are performing in, they started adapting the American way of performing,
Right.
with production,
Oh, yeah.
with lighting, with these special effects, getting these guys to go fly over the crowd. How important does production play in the world of entertainment in what we live today?
It's everything. It's everything. I think reggaeton evolved so much that it's top tier, and they had to adapt to what a real show should be, and even bigger. I think they took over and they inspired the world. I mean, you look at Bad Bunny 2-3 years ago when he was doing his world tour. It was J Balvin doing world tours, and
I remember those guys, man. I was the first to bring J Balvin here with Alex,
Right.
back in 2010 when we did the concert at the Prudential Center.
Right.
And then you were part of that as well.
Yep.
You know, you have been part of a very big part of my journey as well. You know, it's like a brotherhood. You know, we maintained for so many plus years. You know.
Yep.
But getting back to the point of evolving in the scenery, right? Now, we have seen how important that is for the urban market and the reggaeton market. Now, do you think that this is something that nightlife for a long time has been missing? As an owner, as a DJ, as a fanatic of production, for example, if I was to ask you what was BarCode 9 years ago and what is BarCode to you 9 years later, what would you describe that to be?
A complete 360. Like, you took it somewhere else.
It's got to be 180 because 360 we're back in the same place.
Well, I'm sorry. You're right. But a whole nother world.
Yeah.
You know, man, you evolve with the time, the music completely. Like this, you know, it's sad to say for New York, there's not a club in New York like BarCode. And I'm not saying that because I'm here. No, there is not. You know what I'm saying? Mega clubs are not popular no more, or they don't exist. It got too expensive. People didn't know how to run or evolve. People would stay stagnant for a long period of time and then fall off because they wouldn't change. Eddie, there used to be times before this mega club that I used to come in and say, "Eddie, what are you doing this week, bro? Let this breathe for at least a month because people are not all seeing this all together. Like, nah, bro, I gotta change. I'm like, yeah, but at least let it breathe 3 weeks. So this crowd comes in 1 week, the next crowd comes in, and they see this room. But no, not Eddie G. You want to change the room. I remember one time, you had me on the floor DJing for the crowd. I love to be on the floor because I love to be around the people, close to the people. I get quick interactions. I don't care if people bother me for a shout out or for a request. I don't mind that. A lot of DJs do. Another week, you would have me on the floor. Another week, you would have me on top, 2 flights up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, what are we doing? You had me on a crane, brother.
I remember that.
You had me on a crane. I was like, what are we doing? I was scared up there. Every time I would rub the controller, the whole crane would shake. I'm like, what's going on here?
If I was to show you how I invented that, you'd be like, this guy's not normal.
And I respect your grind. I respect you stepping out the box. Owners don't do that, period. And it's because you're a DJ. It's because you love what you do. You don't want to stay the same. And the passion behind it, man. It's not cheap to do what you do. It's not. I know construction. I know every move costs $1. And in this world, it's not cheap. So you stepping out the box like that, man, I gotta respect that.
Brother, to me, I thank you because, I do this for the love of the music. I do it for the love of the art. But I also believe that we have so much talent within our community as DJs. And I think that every DJ is missing the point. If you take, for example, the Tiestos, the Calvin Harrises, I'm obviously as a DJ, my house music is one of my biggest passions.
Right.
But what made those DJs different is like take Tiesto and put him to DJ at your regular corner bar.
Right.
It's not gonna be, he could play the same exact set, but it's not gonna be the same when you play in a mega stage.
No way.
So to me, it's important that I start giving that to my DJ community because I want to help start building their careers up.
Of course.
It's important that that music is attached with art.
Right.
Because if we want to exceed our music, our community, and our DJs involved, listen, I want to see my next DJs at the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 range. But you know why? Because if I'm paying you $50,000, I already believe that people are willing to pay $150 to come and see you.
Correct.
Like today, there's a Black Coffee going to New York City. The average ticket is going for $100. Sold out 2 days in a row.
Yep.
To me, that's massive. You got these guys who are passionate about their art, and now they're making over $500,000 in a single event.
Right.
And to me, I want to create that platform for our Latin DJs. So to me, have you here and have as an influential DJ into our community, because listen, I see a lot of guys come and DJ here, and they sound like you. they even say exactly what you're saying.
I know.
Like apágame la luz.
Yeah. Oh,
my
man.
brother, that's 100%
I'm happy you said that, not me.
No, my brother, listen.
Because coming from me, it would sound like hate or me being petty. But I try not to ever bring it up. Because at the end of the day, we all got influence from somebody, and I respect that.
Everybody.
Exactly. So seeing that is like, okay, I'm doing something where these up and coming DJs is like looking at me and studying it. And at one point, I was definitely studying somebody or learning from somebody. I didn't do what I did though. I wouldn't jump on the mic and say the same exact thing. I would say something similar and change it up to me. For me, it was a Latin thing. So, I was able to do different. But going back to what you're saying, the thing I gotta also respect, and a lot of DJs gotta really salute you, especially up and coming. You're giving them the platform to rock in a fucking mega club, which is a rare in this era right now, 2024. It's a rare thing to find a big club. Last week I played in Charlotte. I did this spot called World, huge club, big, popping, and I was like, wow, I missed this, man. You just don't get it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't have huge clubs. That was like, I missed those big rooms, man. Even Miami, like Miami's shrinking now. There's only a few big rooms left. And you would think, Miami's the capital of the East Coast for partying and nightlife. It's a destination, you know what I'm saying? So to have BarCode in Jersey, in the tri-state, is a blessing.
You know what, Camilo? I think as people that have been doing this for so many years, I think that maybe this conversation could open up the eyes. Listen, when a owner, and I've there's some decent venues that I've known in the city.
Yeah, of course.
When an owner books you, take advantage of that stage, take advantage of that opportunity, because venues like this are the ones that allow you to capture that image that would help you brand yourself.
Right.
And everybody that's in the DJ community, they just got to find their niche.
Yep.
And a lot of DJs are too worried about being popular and not figuring out their niche. Like I remember back in the days, like even when we started talking about the reggaeton market, the DJ Cream, the DJ Casanova, they were probably one of the first ones that knock the doors down and then open the doors to the reggaeton. And of course, two people by themselves cannot do it. But I think everybody got together, and this was a movement that was created, and it has opened a lot of doors, even to a lot of artists that probably would have never been given an opportunity. Today, these guys are and even like a Karol G,
right,
shutting down stadiums.
Yeah.
When this was only something that you got to see with a Guns N' Roses concert. Right. You never would expect to see that with a Karol G, even with a J Balvin doing music around the world. Right. I think that personally that's something major. That's something that's amazing, and to have a person like you be part of that community, building the stepping stones for all these future DJs, future artists. Right. To me, that's very dope. That's important. I want to thank you for being here, because today we got digging in the crates. To me, that's one of my favorite times that we when I have you here in the house, because that's the time that you play I call it the I don't give a fuck set. You know why I call it that? Because realistically, everybody cares about playing the same shit. Yeah. And look, I want to give DJs an advice, and I know DJs want to grind. They want to be in many places, but I think a lot of DJs have to also start focusing on these great sets and not worry too much about playing the 10 hot songs. Correct. Because I believe that if everybody does the same thing, you got 4 DJs in the night and you got the same song being played 4 times in the night.
I'm gonna tell you something. Like I fall in that sometimes in that niche. And when I played here one time, I didn't know. I was in the smaller room, right? That's when you were constructing over here. I was in the smaller room. I didn't know I was getting recorded, or I knew there was a camera on me, but I didn't know it was getting recorded, and I didn't know it was going for YouTube. Nobody told me. So boom, it popped up on YouTube, BarCode. Boom, and I was like, okay, let me watch my set, which I don't get to see. I play so much, I'm not, and I'm like, I started critiquing myself. Boom. Then another time, they did tell me, you guys told me, oh, we're gonna record today. Bet. So I got on, did a set, and I got to see that set. So in my head, I said, the next time I go to BarCode, I knew they were gonna record me. I don't wanna sound like the last 2 sets that I did for y'all. And I made that an issue. Like, I never told nobody. I didn't tell none of your team, but in my head, I'm like, okay.
I did this on purpose, right?
You did?
Yeah,
well, I'm sure.
Because a DJ that cares about their career did exactly what you did. The one that doesn't care about their career is just coming for a paycheck. Right. And eventually, those are the ones that are not gonna play here again.
Right. And I studied the shit, and I said, okay. And the beautiful thing is, it was done right. Yeah. Oh my God, the last one you had with the drone, going through the crowd, different shots, different angles, music, this, back to the DJ. I was like, yo, bro, this was like a dream come true. 10 years ago, you would not even, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it woke me up. Like, let me, and you need that sometimes, as a DJ, me playing almost every night of the week, sometimes 2-3 parties a night, you get stagnant, man. It's just a human thing. And sometimes you gotta check yourself. But like you said, it's like people like us that we take initiative, we give a fuck.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Is the ones that last a long time.
Well, my brother, listen, I'm very proud to have you here in my house. My house is your house, my brother. I'm always gonna be straight up. I could just be the guy with the dream, but if it's not people like you, all the DJs that are part of this, even the Alex when I started back in the days when we used to do the Mega Thursdays, You know, with
Oh, man.
Lobo, with Cream, with
When it was
Casanova.
Coco Bongo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, and I started 5 years before that when it was
Right.
Palo Rumberos across the street.
Right.
But regardless, to me, this is a movement, and I think that it's important for people to hear how to prepare themselves, because I think DJs got to stop showing up and just playing music. They got to start worrying about creating an experience while they have a set. And a lot of DJs don't invest into themselves. Like, I look, just the simple things of having a cup with your name on it.
Right.
You know, to me, that's something that people that care about their career do it, and that's why they're still winning. But a lot of guys are still trying to figure it out.
I do want to say one thing though, and I gotta big up the young generation coming up, because with that being said, I also learn from them. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound like us two over here nitpicking DJs coming up and this and that. You know, a lot of times I do listen to the younger guys and I do learn, because this is an evolving thing. This is also a young man's game at the same time.
Yeah.
And I never shut down the younger guys. I always pay attention. You know, sometimes I'll be like, all right, that's whack. Or sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know what? This kid got something.
Yeah.
I like this. I always keep my ear open. The young ones that are coming up, that I can see some future. There's some ones I can see and be like, this guy's gonna be here for a short time. A good time for them, but a short time.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
Now, let me ask you a question. Halloween,
BarCode. Warning.
what is Halloween at BarCode to you?
The biggest party in Jersey. The biggest Halloween party in Jersey, hands down. Not our first one. You go over and beyond with decoration. You know, everybody's in the theme. The beauty about Halloween though is like, it's so organic. People come and they get into character, and not just in general. It's become a holiday for us, kind of. It's a big night, bro, and everybody just gets into character. That regular girl that's shy got a costume on. She's different now. Oh, this is not really Emily from around the way. This is just me with the costume bugging out. Nobody's gonna recognize me tomorrow. So that it's an extra vibration, bro. At BarCode, you add the mega club to it. It's
Well, my brother, listen, I want to applaud for everything you also have done. You know, DJ Camilo, the entrepreneur, the father, the role model.
gracias.
Like, brother, to me, it's like, hands down, you're mad respect. You will always have my respect. And in the future, maybe I would love to do a joint venture with you, because I want to be involved with the people who understand the vision. I like your vision. I see your entrepreneurship. And my brother, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
And I know you're gonna rock the fucking club like
Eddie
you
G,
always do.
We salute you, brother.
No, my brother. Thank you. We're a family here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, my brother. DJ Camilo, he's definitely gonna rock this show. Watch and see.
Let's go.